Hi, it's Scott, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast review. Since I reviewed the movie when I saw it in theaters, let's talk about the 4K edition of the new movie from the world of John Wick, Ballerina. I still haven't watched the John Wick TV series, but I love the John Wick movies. They're not the best movies ever made, but they're some of the best action movies ever made, and they get better as they go along. This one I was looking forward to, saw it in the theater, gave it a pretty good review, had a $90 million budget, grossed about $137 million. Put some things in question in the future, though. Len Wiseman directed this. He's known for doing the Underworld movies and a few other things. This brings back Angelica Houston, Lance Reddick, Ian McShane, Keanu Reeves, adds Norman Reedus, adds Ana de Armas, of course. Really, enjoyed it. And Gabriel Byrne, what a nice addition here. So rewatching the movie now on its new 4K edition, I pre-ordered the Amazon Steelbook. There are two different Steelbooks, one for Walmart, one for Amazon. They're both good. I saw the Amazon first and did it and got it. They were both the same price at the time that I purchased it. So I do like the Walmart version. So if you pick that one up, great. And if you like the regular version, the movie is a native 4K transfer with Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision. It's everything you want a modern movie to look like. It looks spectacular. The scenes, well, they filmed it in much different places than the previous John Wick movies. It still has the same production team behind it. And it still has that John Wick look they were going for. But the movie is kind of the opposite of a John Wick film. John Wick was all about him getting out of the business and them trying to pull him back in. This is someone trying to get in the business. And it's a much different kind of thing. The opening scene of action where we get the background on Eve's character, and her dad was a member of all of this, and it's a pretty spectacular action scene. One of the things I noticed about rewatching the movie was that there are other people that get big action scenes, not just the star. In most of the John Wick movies, you never see an action scene that doesn't have him in it. In this, we do see some action scenes that don't have her in it, and I think the movie's a little better for that. And there's also some scenes where she gets to play a fight against someone her own size, because they make a real point in the movie, and this is something that was brought up in my office, that a 100-pound, very tiny little woman is just not going to be able to beat up a 280-pound linebacker built kind of guy. And they cover that in the movie, that she will always be smaller and weaker, so she needs to figure out other ways. There are fight scenes with grenades. There are fight scenes with flamethrowers. There's fight scenes with just about everything, including ice skates, other than fists. Because, well, she's a small female. She has to be creative in the fight scenes. And the movie's absurd. I mean, some of the things, the fight scene with ice skates is incredibly well executed. But in real life, I can imagine only how hard that would be. She's supposed to be incredibly skilled in fighting on ice and everything. It's a little crazy and over the top, but that's what you want from these movies. I don't go to see a John Wick movie for realism. I thought the movie looked spectacular. The cinematography, the action is very well filmed. There's a little bit of shaky cam stuff, but again, this is the same team that's done all the John Wick movies. They pull the camera back, show the people actually doing the moves. Ana de Armas trained for months to play this role, and it's obvious. The fight scenes, especially with someone her own size, when she can go toe-to-toe with them, very impressive. The choreography, the stuff she has to pull off. She even says at the behind the scenes she never had any idea of what the level that she would have to reach to be in this kind of movie. And I think she really enjoyed it. And I would like to see more. Put the whole thing together now that we have the world. The movie kind of takes place between John Wick 3 and 4, kind of. The beginning part, obviously earlier when she was young, but the crux of the movie, the action of the movie, especially the final hour, which is pretty much nonstop action, that kind of takes place between John Wick 3 and 4 for those keeping track. In the theater, I thought it was a little bit of a slow build-up to get to the action, but no, that first hour is punctuated with some great set pieces, including her father and Norman Reedus' character. He's also got a great action scene, but these tend to punctuate the scenes until we get to the full hour onslaught of the final half of the movie, which is all action. And I don't mind in something like this, but I didn't see it that way when I walked out of the theater, but watching it at home last night, there's very much a definite build up to, and then nothing but from there on out. I like the way the movie ends. I like the way it adds more to the John Wick universe. That's my favorite part of these movies. While the action is incredibly well staged and very entertaining, it's the depth and the weirdness of a cabal of assassins worldwide that have hotels they can go to. And now we're introducing a new kind of cult that were trying to do something different, and they have a deal with all the Continentals, and it gets a little bit deeper in the whole John Wick universe, and I like that. Like I said, I haven't seen the show. It's a prequel, and TV shows just are not interesting me as much these days. I'm sorry. I'll get back to them at some point, I'm sure. But rewatching this, it came in from Amazon yesterday. I put it in last night. I was ready to watch it again because I had forgotten the finer parts of the film and how great the choreography, the fight choreography in the movie is. This is another quintessential John Wick movie. I would say as quality-wise, it's probably around 2 or 3. It's not as epic as a John Wick movie, but it's not designed to be. It's an introduction of a new character, and it does get pretty epic in its last hour. She's a trooper, very much like he is, and I thought he was good in the movie too. He doesn't have a whole lot to do, and they bring him in. By the way, there's a deleted scene on the 4K. Kudos to Lionsgate for putting all the extras not only on the Blu-ray but on the 4K. They're still only in 1080p, but they're there, and I don't have to switch discs to watch the extras. There are 3 behind the scenes. They're about 10 minutes apiece. They're light and fluffy, but pretty good, but you do learn a few things. And then there's some deleted extended scenes. You get the full flamethrower fight. You get the full grenade fight. I guess these fights were cut down. I didn't watch those yet last night because I just watched the movie. Didn't want to watch that whole fight scene all over again. But the last deleted scene is what John Wick was doing when he got the call to go visit that village. And it makes the movie make a whole lot more sense. A lot of people in the reviews are like, how did John Wick get across the planet in just a few hours? Well, there was a scene they cut out of the movie that kind of explained that. All in all, it's a great package, whether you pick up the Steelbook or the regular edition. The movie looks perfect. I would say it looks better than it did in the theater. Colors popped, especially like the nightclub scene. There's a nightclub that's all ice, but there's a lot of purple and blue lights. That is the artwork they carried over for the Amazon exclusive Steelbook. The movie looks great, sounds great. It's another John Wick film. I hate to go, it's just another John Wick movie, but that's a good thing. It's another John Wick movie that I think it's better than the first John Wick. I think it's on par with like the second or third one. I think you'd really like it if you like the John Wick movies, and to see Ana de Armas kick a whole bunch of butt, especially in creative ways with flamethrowers and other things, it's worth the price of admission. So pick up the 4K if you can. It's another great release and will be one of the top of the year because, like, again, native 4K transfer, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, and it's loud. I don't know that it's a perfect Atmos soundtrack or how much there was active things flying around my head, but I will say that I had to turn it down a little bit for my neighbors, and that's not usually the case with most movies these days. The soundtrack was really loud in a good way. Really good music, too. Enjoyed the film from top to bottom, even more than I did in the theater. So, second time was better. 2 thumbs up for Ballerina from the world of John Wick. Scott, I'm ROCKFILE. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a spectacular day.